Welcome in to Average Joe's Sports Talk, our favorite time of the week, the college football preview show. There's a reason this helmet is on the table, and I'm just going to be honest with you.
I thought it's because Alabama was off.
You come in taking shots.
I'm sorry, man.
Florida Georgia week, man. Biggest time of the year for a lot of old school Gator fans. There's new school Gator fans that think FSU's the biggest rival. There's some there for a while that thought Tennessee was the biggest rival. But if you go per capita, the real Gator fans, this is the biggest week of the year for them. The world's largest cocktail party. This is the game we're featuring this week. We're going to lead off with this game.
Oh, they literally named a band after this matchup.
That's right. So, yeah. And the beautiful part about this game is it's always played at a neutral site. The reason being, does anybody know?
No.
When was the last time one was played at the other? You know the story behind that?
Was it in Athens?
It was in Athens. Spurrier called timeout.
Yeah.
Threw a touchdown into the end zone.
I love it.
And they asked him why he did it because we were up 40-something. And I think it was, he said, because I wanted to score more points than anybody ever has on them at their stadium. Last time we played them.
Sounds like Spurrier.
And I thought it was beautiful. I think we need more of that in college football. Because if you're a rival, what better way to celebrate than run in the face, smear it in their face. So, now, do y'all want me to lead off?
By all means.
Let me lead off.
I wouldn't have it no other way.
Okay.
It's a big week.
Unfortunately, Shannon's not with us today. So, Shannon's going to kind of echo some of the things I said. For one,
he knows it or not.
Yes. For one thing is I'm sticking to my guns. I said Georgia's, on our preview show, go back and watch it right now, watch the college football preview. I said Georgia is the most overrated team in the nation, without a doubt, when our preview show kicked off. The reason I said that, you don't lose 8 starters on defense, the nation's #1 defender, 2 1,200 yards running backs, and essentially 3 offensive linemen. You just don't do that and plug and go. I'm sorry. Now, Georgia started out hot, and they got a lot more credit for beating an atrocious South Carolina team earlier in the year, and everybody was like, oh, Georgia's back. Their fans think that, and they're super arrogant when they call in the fine mom stuff. They think they're on the same level as Alabama. Daryl's one of them. They're light years away from Alabama. Now, are they a good football team? Yes. Now
They're on the path, but they're not there yet. It took Alabama 3 years to get where they're at.
Well, I don't know if they're on the path. You got to right the ship this year and say that they're on the path.
Yeah.
They're going to have to beat us and win out some games. Here's my problem with Georgia. Here's my biggest problem with Georgia. Just because you have a good recruiting class, you're not back. You've got to get those players in, develop those players, make those players better. And then you got to have, great players coming behind them.
Right.
All right, let's talk about Georgia right now. Now, when I say they're the most overrated team in the nation, I mean they're the most overrated team in the nation from being ranked second.
It's not a far stretch to be overrated at #2.
At #2, right.
You know, we're not saying they're horrible. You're not saying they're horrible.
I'm not saying they're horrible, but
they just don't deserve probably a top 2 ranking.
They're not,
and they showed that against LSU.
They're not a #2 team. Okay, here is the telling stat of the week. On 3rd down, is 3rd from the bottom in the nation on 3rd down passing efficiency. What does Florida do on 3rd down against people?
Blitz. And they bring those 2.
They don't even literally have to blitz.
Those 2. Well, like Florida did against LSU, if you get behind the chains on Florida, their defensive
You're in
ends,
trouble.
When they get a chance to pin their ears back, they're practically unstoppable.
And here's my point to that. We're back to 3 freshman offensive linemen who played absolutely atrocious against the defensive front of LSU. They played awful. Did they straight downhill running, which is what freshmen do? Yeah, they did good at that.
Right.
They abandoned it. Now, let me tell you something. I'm not an idiot. I've been watching football all my life. Justin Fields will receive, I'm thinking, 35% of the snaps in this game because they've had a week to implement him. But if I know that, guess who else knows that? Todd Grantham. Guess what Todd Grantham also knows? They've not let this guy throw all year, so what do we not have to prepare for? So when he's in the game, 9 in the box, 8 in the box, that's not going to shock us. Ever since, now I'll give it to Kentucky. Kentucky ran the ball 300 yards on us. But that was before David Reese came back, who's the quarterback of our defense. That's before C.C. Jefferson came back. Since those two guys has came back, we've played the number 15 rushing team in the nation and I believe the number 23 rushing team in the nation. Beat them both. All right? Beat both of them, you know, kind of soundly. Mississippi State was a close game, but I don't think that game was ever in doubt.
No.
So my point to that is Florida's going to win this football game. I'm glad they're an underdog. I'm glad they're getting no respect.
Definitely works in their favor.
It works in our favor. I'm glad they're getting no respect. I'm glad we're an underdog. And the X factor of all of them, if they would run Holyfield and they run Holyfield, not Swift, if they ran Holyfield and they gave him 25 to 30 carries, they could beat Florida.
Sure.
They're too stubborn to do that.
That's exactly one of the points I was going to bring up was Holyfield. Coming into the season, I thought, along with everybody else, that DeAndre Swift was the man. Honestly, I didn't know anything about Holyfield. But it doesn't.
I heard a little bit about him, but I didn't.
But outside the fact he's a Vander son.
Yeah,
that's
2 games in. I think we all knew who the better running back was. Not saying DeAndre Swift is a bad running back, but Holyfield.
He's a slasher. Holyfield is a bruiser.
Yes, he is.
Guys,
I would not want him running towards
Let me ask you a question. Against LSU, he carries the ball 7 times. Name me a time he didn't have a highlight carry out of the 7. If they would ride him, I'd be nervous. They're too stubborn to do it. Florida will not allow them to beat them up front. There's no way they can block. If they can't block LSU, they're not blocking us. Florida's going to get them in 3rd down and long. They're going to put Fields in there, and Fields is going to move the ball some in between the 20s. Not enough. Florida's going to win this game 27-20. We're 6.5. It's moved down to 6.5. Florida's going to win this game 27-20 off of our defense, off of getting them in 3rd and long. Not enough Holyfield. I'm telling you right now, and I mean this, and I got a gator on my arm. If Georgia would run Holyfield 25 times or more, Georgia will probably win this game. They won't do it. Florida wins this game. They give Holyfield the ball 10 or less times. They will implement Fields, I say 30% of snaps. Before the game starts, come back and watch this with me. He will play a whole lot more in this game. It actually favors Florida because there's a true quarterback controversy over there in the locker room, on the message boards and everything. They will play Fields this week, not enough. He's not going to take the top off the defense. If he does, what is Florida? And we lead the SEC in pass defense and 7th in the nation. We don't fear him throwing the ball, so we're going to send the house when he comes in. It's not going to fool us. If they ran Holyfield straight at us, it'd be a Benny Snell type fear. Not going to happen. Florida wins the game 27-20.
You know, before we started this video, I was with Josh about going to Georgia for the simple reason, and you know, Kirby Smart come from that Nick Saban tree where you don't, you know, when you lose, you find out where you're at or how you respond. But what you just told me there, you've kind of swung me over to the Gator side.
I'll your heads at me.
So, so no offense, I'm going to go Florida 24-17.
I like it.
Because you brought up a couple of points that I failed.
Yeah.
You know, the Florida defensive, you know, of course that's going to change when they play Alabama, Atlanta.
We might not go to Atlanta.
Oh, I know.
I mean, we still got a lot of work.
I think
we have to win this.
I think the winner of this game will go to Atlanta, unless because
Well,
but Kentucky's got to lose twice.
I was just to say no, they've already lost to Texas A&M.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
So now we're going to talk about that game. I mean, that was a tricky one.
Yeah.
So my bad, didn't mean to throw you on the butt. I just
Reggie.
I'm going with Florida because I haven't been too impressed with Georgia this year. You know, they're a good team. I respect what Kirby's doing over there, but it's not the team from last year. I'm going to say Florida 28-27. Give me a close one. Oh.
He gave it away, but yes, I am taking Georgia. For one of the reasons that you kind of touched on, I do think that they will run Holyfield. I think they'll go heavy. Now, if they don't, they probably won't win. But I think that Kirby's smart enough to recognize that. What I really question, and this was a hard game to pick, but I did decide to go to Georgia, not by much. But what I really question is Georgia's offensive play calling. I don't see a rhyme or reason to it. I don't think Georgia has found their identity. I think they find it this week. I think they realize it's Holyfield. And I think if they run Holyfield like I think they will, I think they'll pull one out. I think it's going to be close. It seems like it's close every year.
Yeah.
But I would say 21-17 Georgia right now.
Are you drinking?
Niagara water.
How do we know that's not vodka, man?
That's moonshine.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I'm telling you. And I got a Gator.
And if everything he says happens, if they if they don't implement Holyfield the way they should, if they do bring in Fields, then yes. But I do think Florida wins.
I'm telling you, 30 to 35% of the snaps in this football game is going to go to Fields.
And it almost feels like
they've
been holding Fields back, waiting on something like this, waiting for a big week, big game. And they think they're going to come out and surprise people. But everybody in the SEC is just kind of waiting on it. We've been studying him.
Yeah.
Because Fields is a great quarterback.
Here's my thing with Fields, though. Here's where Todd Grantham, I'm going to give him the edge. This ain't his first rodeo. When he took over Mississippi State, they were 118th in the nation. He got them to 12th in 1 year. When he took over us from last year to this year, we're up 70 spots. And the thing about it is, before we had our quarterback of our defense, David Reese back and C.C. Jefferson, Kentucky hit us. I'm not making excuses. But also take two off Alabama.
Yep.
And take Damian Harris off Alabama, your two best players. They'd still be good. They still wouldn't be as dynamic. It's the same thing with our defense. Now that we got those two guys back, it's a lot tougher to run on us. And on third down, you're not blocking us. And we don't have to blitz. A lot like the old Miami teams is they didn't ever blitz. They stayed in a cover two man underneath all the time. So you got a man on every receiver. And then if you do want to challenge them deep, you got Sean Taylor, Ed Reed back there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I forgot just how bad that defense is.
That's what I'm saying. And then you got Baraka Atkins and all these guys who's getting blocked one-on-one up here because you can't double team anybody because all four of the guys are going to the NFL.
I can't believe you just compared Florida to Miami.
I'm just saying it's a similar scheme. Now, I'm not talking about player for player. I'm not an idiot.
I know you love the Hurricanes.
But I promise you this. There's going to be a lot of Gators in the NFL. Not as many as that Miami team.
Same concept.
Same scheme. Yeah. But I promise you this also. I'll go out on the limb and say this. As far as getting to the quarterback, we can get to the quarterback as good as that Miami team did.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I promise you that. With Polite and Jefferson and company. I promise you that. We are as hard to block on third and long as that Miami team was. Now, we don't have the All-Americans on the back end as that Miami team.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, now I'll say that. That's
that Ed Reed.
Yeah.
You got Ed Reed, Sean Taylor.
That was
all right, so now I'm going to move on to another game. Let's stick in the SEC right here. We're not going to hit on a lot of games on this one. There's really no need to hit on a ton of games. I want to hit on some big games and move on.
There's going to be some good close games, but there's not a lot of what you would call marquee games this week.
Reggie, I want you to lead off on this one. I want you to explain to me why the 12th ranked team in the nation is on the road at Mizzou. All right, Missouri is 4-3. Why is the 12th ranked team in the nation a 7-point underdog?
Drew Lock, quarterback at Missouri. He just take his performance against Alabama. I'm a diehard Alabama fan. I was a little worried in that game for a minute. I was like, okay, y'all stop him from passing his ball.
Before you go any further, did he get those receivers back? Because against Alabama, their top two was out.
I
think at least one's back is what I heard.
Okay, but that's your reason why. But I still think Kentucky's going to pull this out. Missouri, Benny Snell, he's going to continue doing his thing. I like Kentucky, and mainly because I like the underdog in this one. But
the telling stat of that game, Kentucky's not thrown for 145 yards or more in 3 straight games? passing. Last week they only had less than 9 completions. Was it like 6 completions, something like that?
Something like that. No. I'll give you. You want a reason why they're a 7-point underdog? 12th team in the country? I'll give you 2 reasons. Terry Wilson. Garbage. And I hate it. Mike, I'm sorry.
It's my Mike Merriman.
Yeah.
Scott Nelson as well.
Yeah. Hey, I apologize. Terry Wilson completed 3 passes last week
3 passes. There we go.
for 18 yards. Now, it was windy, but still, Terry Wilson has not proven to me that he can pass the ball. Now, they still beat Vanderbilt. And when you've got an offensive line that is that good, with a running back that's that good, you don't have to complete a whole lot of passes. And they proved that last week. But they're going to need, against Missouri, they're going to need to put up points. And I don't think they can. I don't think they can put up as many. You know.
I'm gonna go out on a stretch here, Kevin. I want you to come in on this. Tell in on this. Have they faced a passing attack as they will face this Saturday? And I mean somebody can take the top off the defense, intermediate passing, and an elite quarterback can get them the ball.
I don't think they have. And going back to Missouri, and I've got a problem with Missouri's defense because they, if I'm not mistaken, did they not give up a bunch of points to Memphis?
Yeah, I mean,
Memphis.
Missouri is well aware of who they are.
Yeah.
We got to score points.
Yeah.
They have to score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that result goes back to them, you know, Drew Lock and in the passing game. If the Missouri passing game gets hot, the Kentucky fans might go into a rep arena and start looking at the basketball.
Yeah. If they lose this one, they will.
Yes.
Their fans are done.
Yeah.
They lose this football game, their fans are out.
They are.
Am I right, Reggie?
They're a
Yeah,
little
it's
leery to jump on a
basketball season,
bandwagon, but they are quick. Not the diehard fans.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Merriman's and the Scott Nelsons of the world will
Yes.
continue to watch the games. Your standard, everyday bandwagon Kentucky, they're out.
They're out. Yeah. They'll jump off of it
Especially
real
when they
quick.
seen that ranking, the preseason basketball ranking.
They can still
They
win.
had their
8
midnight
games.
madness the other night.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, let them lose this game, it's over.
Kentucky can still win 8 games. I mean, because they still got to play Tennessee, and they got to play somebody
Georgia.
else. Georgia.
I think we can say right now that Kentucky season, no matter what happens was
They've
a
already-
success.
Yeah.
I mean, it was success.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From light years. All right, so,
But yeah, I think Missouri will win this. I think they're just going to put up too many points.
I can see that.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Kentucky won either.
Yeah.
all right. I got one right here that we're going to talk about. I really want to know. I really want to know this one. This one's something I really want to hear. I want Kevin to lead off on this one. Kevin, explain to me why the number 16 team in the nation is a 2-point dog versus Mississippi State. It's Texas A&M visiting Mississippi State. Can you explain? Please give me a reason why.
I want to say those dang cowbells. And the teeth that rattle with them over there. I'm sorry, but I had been really impressed with Mississippi State this year. And I was very surprised. I mean, Auburn's had their problems earlier in the year, and I was shocked that Auburn could not score on that Mississippi State defense. I'm not a fan of Pat Fitzgerald, Nick Fitzgerald. I mean, my wife could throw the football better than he can. It's just, the only thing I figure out maybe it's a road game, and I don't know if Texas A&M. I haven't checked them to see if they have any kind of injuries, but Texas A&M showed to win that game by 2 touchdowns.
They should on paper.
Yeah.
I think they will win the game outright. This game is at
Pass it
A&M.
back if you don't want it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, Texas A&M will win this game.
Oh, yeah. Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo Fisher, Kellen Mond. Are you taking the pen? Oh, I want to hear.
This is the not so fast, my friend, pick of the week.
I like it.
And here it is. Anybody that knows anything about betting knows that when Vegas makes a line, it's not who they think is going to win or why. They're wanting you to lay money on
They're
somebody.
baiting you into it.
They are begging you to put your house on Texas A&M because everybody in the nation perceives Texas A&M as this high-scoring team and this team that, Kelly Mond up and down the field, Jimbo Fisher, pretty good defensive ends. They get after the quarterback. Here's where the not so fast, my friend, comes in. They're not going to get after the quarterback because Mississippi State's going to play above the change. Mississippi State, without question, has the #1 underrated defense in the nation. Look at who they've played. Look at what they make them look like when they play them. Look what we did against them. 13 points. Look how many points did Auburn have against them? 9 points. Look what Kansas State did, who normally plays everybody. On the road, they throttled them. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball down Texas A&M's throat, and they're going to break their will. Kelly Mond's going to run for his life because they have 3 NFL caliber defensive linemen on that team.
I like it.
Nick Fitzgerald will have to throw a ball enough to get a few people out of the box. They will find ways and lanes to run in. Mississippi State in an ugly, ugly football game. I would barely take Mississippi State with this betting line. I say they win by 3, a 17-14 type number. Pin down.
I'm gonna stick with Texas. Those are all good points, but I'm gonna stick with A&M.
Knock your heads out. Reggie, you saying A&M?
Yep, saying A&M.
Reggie, I just tried to convince you, man.
I know, but
you did a good job, and I can see that happening. But
A&M's only lost 2 games: Alabama and Clemson.
I'll give you that.
yep, and they played both of those teams pretty close.
Should have beat Clemson.
They should have beat Clemson, and they had Alabama.
They played Alabama tough first half.
They did. So,
But here's the thing. Mississippi State's defensive front's every bit as good as Alabama's. And they will give them every bit as many fits as Alabama's did. Kelly Mond will not run free on Mississippi State like he did Alabama. He ran free in the first half against Alabama. Now, anybody that says he didn't, what did he have? Almost 70, 80 yards in the first half?
He had a 50-yard run at one
By
point.
himself?
yeah.
He will not do that against Mississippi State. That's a promise. And then, like you said, the teeth chattering and the cowbell combination, that spells trouble for them. All right, let's move on. Go ahead. You got something else to say about
Yeah, this cowbell situation. I'm calling collusion.
Oh, man.
That's their mating call. What are you talking about?
They're illegal at every other stadium.
Yeah, we should get
Mississippi State
billboards.
gets a pass.
We should get billboards.
Yeah, let's do that. Average Joe's, no more cowbells, or hashtag no cowbells.
No.
Well, if it, I'm not going to start a whole nother argument on this show. Because I have a whole nother argument I could throw on that. I want to hit on 2 more games and we're going to check out.
Hashtag free David Moore.
I'm going to hit on 2 more games and we're going to check out. All right. Back to you, Josh. Reggie, you've led off.
Yeah.
Everybody's read off. Back to Josh to lead off. Josh, don't touch it. Please explain to me why the number 6 team in the nation is only a 3.5 point favorite on the road at Bedlam on a 4-3 Okie State team. There's the pin if you want to call an upset. If you don't want to call an upset on that, then there's the pin.
This is at Bedlam.
It's at Bedlam. Those of you not watching don't know what Bedlam is. It's explaining what Bedlam means.
That's Oklahoma State.
At Oklahoma State, where they beat on the side of the walls and all
With
that.
paddles. And,
Yeah. Okay. So, can you explain to me why the number 6 team in the nation, one of the hottest teams in the nation right now, is only a 3.5 point favorite on the road?
I'll tell you why. It's because their head coach is a man.
Herman?
Huh? No.
You talking about Mullet Man?
Yeah, Mullet Man.
Mullet Man.
To me,
So if you have a mullet and you go on the road, or a visiting team comes to you and your head coach has a mullet,
and it's
what is that
black,
worth point spread?
3.
Okay.
This was going to be a straight up pick 'em, but the mullet got them 3 points.
Right.
Texas, I believe they're a good team. Now, I believe that their weakness is on defense. I like the way Eckler's playing. But Oklahoma State's the kind of state that can put up points. It's the kind of team that can put up points, and I think they'll put up a lot of points. And I don't think Texas is quite there yet.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm picking against Texas.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma State wins straight
You
up.
better.
Oklahoma State wins straight up.
No, I mean, I want the thumb. I want the full. Oklahoma State straight up. Give me a score.
Yeah. 38-28, Oklahoma State.
Pen goes down. Reggie?
Mm.
You think Texas wins? I like it.
Come on,
I'm
Reggie.
going with Texas. I'm going with Texas.
Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast.
This is a straight up not so fast, my friend.
Yeah.
It's a spread.
Not so fast, my friend. Texas is going to win this game. They're on the roll right now. Tom Herman's a great coach. Oklahoma State's been inconsistent this year, and I got to go with Texas. Texas is back.
Do you need a pen?
You need to pick.
I need 4 pins.
There's two.
There's 2.
Meet me halfway, brother.
45-27,
Who?
Oklahoma State.
Oh!
Thank you.
What?
I've ever since
What?
ever since Oklahoma State in 2011, when there was a controversy when Alabama lost to LSU.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, I have followed this team, and I know they choked like a 2-year-old on a piece of chicken. When the colder the weather is in that stadium,
Oh, it's gonna be freezing. It'll be in the 40s.
the hotter that team seems to play on offense. And
Their coach has a damn mullet. I mean, of course, that's gotta play into
I
their
come from
toughness.
Asheville, so there's a lot down there. So I know about if anybody knows about mullets, it's me.
Nice.
I
You
love it,
you
dude.
don't want to make the mullets mad.
That is true.
The fight
So,
bullets.
and I know there's a Bama joke waiting for you right there. So I'm just,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Alabama's off this week.
Yeah, Bama's off this week. And I've watched him play, and Gundy, man, he just, when they play in that stadium, there's just some kind of, I don't know what you call it, magic. And this is what, give me the pen again, because I got another one. When we talk about overrated, and it's just my opinion, Tom Herman, he's right there. Now, granted, he's turned tech, he may make a fool out of me. If he does, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm wrong. But now he's done a good job turning it around so far. But I think this is, just like you said, they're not there yet. And they still got mediocrity on that defensive side of the ball, and they're going to get lit up like the 4th of July. 45-27.
This is strictly business. How many times did he say that? This is strictly business. Texas is a very hot football team right now. Vegas wants you to put your house on Texas with this line. I'm not putting my house on Texas. I'm putting my house on Okie State. Bedlam by 10. Bedlam 38.
You the only one to pick Texas.
Texas 28.
Remember the last time one person
I
picked
know.
Texas?
Dax. He picked Texas
He did.
to beat BYU.
He did.
Guys, we're going to close it out with this, and this is going to be comical. Nope. I want a rapid fire on this next one, then we're going to close it out on one more. All right. Rapid fire. Clemson at FSU. FSU's catching 17.5. I don't want excuses or why it is. Give me a score.
Clemson 34-20.
FSU 21-20 upset.
Are you serious?
Call an upset.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No.
It's-
I don't want you handling my phone.
Somebody get this man a debit card.
He's going to need a ride home.
All right. Okay. Pause. Reggie.
Yes.
What?
We thought we was going to do rapid fire because we all thought we was going with Clemson here.
Okay. No excuses. Ball game.
No.
Sunshine 35. Knowles 14.
I can't believe you let them have 14. That defense for Clemson is legit.
I was give him 14. I'd say 7, but they're at home. 14.
Willie Taggart. How many L's has that got in it now?
5.
Yeah.
No?
5.
Is it 5?
I think so.
3 and 4. Maybe 3 and 4. Clemson.
4 and 3. They're 4 and 3.
4 and 3. Oh.
Well,
They'll be 4 and 4 Sunday.
4, 5, and 3.
they beat Samford.
Samford.
Last game. Reggie lead us off. Last game.
Who we
We're
got?
shutting it down.
What we got?
The Fighting Pirates of Washington State Number 14 in the nation, visiting the Dirty White Boys from Stanford.
Ooh.
Take a guess on who's favorite. Where would you put the line at?
It's at Stanford.
You've already seen it?
I've seen, oh yeah, I think, earlier today.
If I had to guess, the favorite is going to be Stanford. They're at home.
Lead us off.
That was
Hey,
surprising.
abbreviate the score, and let's go. We're going to shut this down.
28-21, Stanford.
Well, you got a lot of upsets picked this week.
I do.
Grab both. I'm going to need a double-fisted, not so fast, my friend.
28-21, Stanford.
I need one of those pins back.
All right.
Josh?
What's the spread on this?
3. Stanford.
No, Washington State.
How many?
Is it-
Washington State's at Stanford. Stanford's favored 3.
Yeah. No, I'll say Washington State pulls this one out. I like Stanford. I love David Shaw. Big David Shaw fan. But Mike Leach is just weird enough to pull this one off.
You just said it weird. Stanford don't lose 2 games in a row.
Boom! Dirty White Boys at home.
No.
Rice
In
Love.
Palo Alto.
Because there's one thing that Mike Leach, as good as coach he is, he's forgotten. There's 22 players on the football team, 11 on offense and 11 on defense. And this is the season of Halloween. This defense is like ghosts because they don't seem to show up.
But
We
you
did
got,
last week. I give him up.
you got Uncle Rico back there.
Well, that's true. Yeah. But
Is Uncle Rico really over there?
Gardner Minshew.
yeah, he looks just like him. I saw the interview the other night, and I watched him play.
Give me that.
So who was it they beat last week? Oregon.
Yep.
I mean, nothing against Oregon, but
I'm talking.
I'm just not confident. There's certain coaches that are great offensive minds, and I just don't respect what they do on the defensive side of the ball. And Mike Leach is one of them. And I think David, and I love David Shaw. I'd give anything if he were to become the coach at Alabama after Nick Saban one day, which I know that's a different story for a different day.
If Dabo.
Yeah, Dabo.
Let
Because
them die.
they run the offense and defense that I like. But they're going to find a way to pull out the upset over Washington State.
I'm not upset. They're favored.
Their favorite.
I thought Washington State was a 7.
Stanford's favored 3.
Oh, really? Okay. I looked at
Give me
the
my
wrong.
pen
I looked
back.
at the wrong chart today, buddy. But
Dirty Whites by 10. In Palo Alto.
I cannot remember
27.
the last time
17.
they've lost twice.
So now,
I'm gonna go out on another limb here. I'm gonna say Stanford 37-21.
now we're about to close this video down, but before I do, look at this helmet. Look at this. Remember this. This is going to make me proud. It's going to make Shannon Woods proud. It's going to make our channel proud with legitimacy. Florida's going to take a picture, baby. Thank you.
We just broke the fourth wall.
This is going to have a Florida Georgia thumbnail. This right here, this is going to make everybody on this channel proud this weekend. Florida's going to win this football game. And I tell everybody here right now, I want to come back. I want all of you back on the review show.
Okay.
It's going down. I want all of you back. Kevin, it's been great having you in.
Very glad to be here. Just glad y'all let me be a part of the show.
Reggie,
Yes.
you sitting in on college makes my heart flutter. I mean, seriously, man. He does so good on our high school.
Yes.
I bring him in on my other channel. He don't miss a lick on there. The dude's great. Reggie's a great guy overall. Now, we're going to shut this down. Guys, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the bell for the notifications. This is Average Joe Sports Talk. Good night.